G'day, welcome to this series investigating Jesus Christ. Together we will explore the life of the most amazing person who ever lived, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We start off by going back to the 1st century. Bar-Serapion, 70 AD, from letter to his son. What benefit did the Athenians obtain by putting Socrates to death? Famine and plague came upon them as judgment for their crime. Or the people of Samos for burning Pythagoras. In one moment their country was covered with sand. Or the Jews by murdering their wise king. Talking about Jesus. After that their kingdom was abolished. God rightly avenged these men. The wise king lived on in the teachings he enacted. Moving on to Pliny the Younger, 61 to 113 AD, from Book 10, letter 96. The Christians were in the habit of meeting on a certain fixed day before it was light, when they sang in alternate verses a hymn to Christ as to a God, and bound themselves by a solemn oath, not to any wicked deeds, but never to commit any fraud, theft, or adultery, never to falsify their word, nor deny a trust when they should be called upon to deliver it up. After which it was their custom to separate, and then reassemble to partake of food, but food of an ordinary and innocent kind. Then to Phlegon, 80 to 140 AD, in his book Origen against Celsus, Book 2, Chapter 59. Here the darkness surrounding the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is described in an effort to explain it. Phlegon records that in the time of Tiberius Caesar at full moon there was a full eclipse of the sun from the 6th to the 9th hour. In Chronography, Book 18, Chapter 1. Phlegon is also mentioned by Origen in the 3rd century. Now Phlegon, in the 13th or 14th book, I think, of his Chronicles, not only ascribed to Jesus a knowledge of future events, but also testified that the result corresponded to his predictions. From Origen against Celsus, Book 2, Chapter 14. And with regard to the eclipse in the time of Tiberius Caesar, in whose reign Jesus appears to have been crucified, and the great earthquakes which took place, Origen against Celsus, Book 2, Chapter 33. Jesus, while alive, was of no assistance to himself, but that he arose after death, and exhibited the marks of his punishment, and showed how his hands had been pierced by nails. Origen against Celsus, Book 2, Chapter 59. Suetonius, 69 to 140 AD, from the Lives of the Caesars, 26.2. Because the views at Rome caused constant disturbances at the instigation of Christus, that is Christ, he, Claudius, expelled them from the city of Rome. Life of Claudius, 25 verse 4. Nero inflicted punishment on the Christians, a sect given to a new and mischievous religious belief. Lives of the Caesars, 26.2. Lucian of Samosata, 115 to 200 AD, from the death of the Peregrine, 11 to 13. The Christians, you know, worship a man to this day, the distinguished personage who introduced their novel rites and was crucified on that account. You see, these misguided creatures start with the general conviction that they are immortal for all time, which explains the contempt of death and voluntary self-devotion which are so common among them. and then it was impressed on them by their original lawgiver that they are all brothers from the moment that they are converted and deny the gods of Greece and worship the crucified sage and live after his laws. All this they take quite on faith, with the result that they despise all worldly goods alike, regarding them merely as common property. That's it for today. Come back every day to www.partakers.co.uk, where there is something uploaded to help you as a Christian disciple in the 21st century. See you later.